There we go. Look at that. How's everyone doing tonight? Come on. I know there's not a lot of shit. How's everyone doing tonight? That was a little better. That was a little better. All right. Did anyone else find it funny that Mo was the only one eating bananas? I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway. All right. So my name's Spencer. We haven't met, guys. What I asked for is I asked for 15 minutes of silence, taking some information, and we'll go off into groups. All right? Cool. So I want to start off with, who has ever gotten a song stuck? Anyone? Yeah, it's crazy, right? So let me tell you, when I was living at home, when I lived with my dad and my brothers and stuff, I had about a 7-year-old brother at the time who every single night before he would go to bed, he'd say, "Hey Alexa, play Ride by 21 Pilots." Every night, without a doubt, right? So I would go to bed hearing Ride by 21 Pilots. I would wake up in the morning singing Ride by 21 Pilots. I'd be at school throughout the entire day singing Ride by 21 Pilots. And right when it would go out of my head, and I forgot about it, he played it again. Insane. It was like clockwork every single night, and it would just never get out of my head, and it made my head want to explode. So, there's also another song out there that's really annoying. You guys might have heard it before. It's called, actually, Zach, go ahead and play it. Yeah. Pretty annoying, right? It just, now it's stuck in your head the entire night. It just doesn't go away. You see, my brother would play Baby Shark every time right after Ride by 21 Pilots, and it was just like clockwork. It was the most annoying thing ever. Anyway, you know what's also crazy, guys, is that it's not just music that can get stuck in our head. It's not just music. Sometimes maybe it's shopping. So maybe there's a new pair of shoes that you just have been thinking about all week and you just really, really, really want them. Or maybe it's Taco Tuesday and you can't wait to get home. And if you don't like tacos, you like pizza, right? No. Well, whatever you like, maybe you just can't stop thinking about that amazing breakfast you're going to have on Saturday morning. And that's all you're thinking about. But maybe you don't think about food, maybe you don't think about shopping. Maybe you think about that one boy, girls, or even better, for guys, that one girl who just constantly goes in our minds. I know for me, when I was 20, I'm 22 now, when I was 20, I met a girl. This girl's name was Kennedy. So what is funny about this is that I was actually dating somebody at the time that was not Kennedy. And when I met Kennedy, all I could think about was her. I asked my friends about her. I wondered what she thought about me. I made sure I was looking fly every single time she was in the room. Because if she wasn't, I didn't want her to think bad about me. My entire mind was focused on what Kennedy thought about me and what I thought about her. Now, fast forward 2 years, Kennedy is now my fiance, and I will be marrying her in October. So, thank you. Now, what's cool about that is that it worked out for me. But in middle school, there was a girl named Kerrigan, who I had just was goo-goo about. She was the only one that I wanted to spend my time with. And one time in history class, I threw my pencil across the room just so I could get some time to talk to her. And I went over and picked it up and said, "Oh man, I must have dropped this earlier." The thing is, my teacher caught me. And at the end of the class, I got his attention for throwing stuff. So, with that, I know, that's not good. Attentions aren't good. Now, what's ironic is that my obsession with Kerrigan resulted in something not good, right? And so with that, it only becomes a problem when a person, or the idea of a person, maybe it's not somebody, but just the idea that you want to be with somebody becomes an obsession. But how do we determine, how do we know that that person has become an obsession? Number one, that's all we talk about. That person is the only person we're talking to our friends about. It's the only person that we talk to our parents about. It's the only person we ask questions about. We ask our friends about it. It's the only person we talk about. Number two, it's the only person we think about. There is nothing else on our mind. We don't think about school. We don't think about sports. We don't think about what we're doing this weekend with friends because our minds are consumed with this one person. Number three, maybe it's because that obsession is just the only person that you spend time with. Or the idea that you want to spend time with them. And you can't imagine spending time with your mom, with your dad, with your best friend, because you just want to be around that one person all the time. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, Spencer, I'm in middle school. I don't even think about boys. I don't even think about girls. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the case. And maybe you're thinking, also on the other side of that, it's okay to like somebody. It's okay to like somebody and have a crush. So what? I'm in middle school. What's the big deal? And the truth is you're right. It doesn't matter. You can like people. You can like people. That's not the problem. What it says here is when everything else seems to fade away, that's when it becomes a problem. When everything on the outside of your life, from family to other friends to responsibilities after and before school, to school homework and schoolwork, when those things begin to fade away because of an obsession, that's when it becomes the problem. It's all right. So, what can you do to make sure that you're not the one that needs saving from this? What can you do to make sure that you're not the one that needs saving? So, we're going to talk in Ephesians tonight, all right? And if you don't know anything about the Bible, if you've never read the Bible, you've never even heard of Ephesians, that's totally fine. I'm going to have them up on the screen here. Just a few sentences, all right? Ephesians is written by Paul. Paul has written a bunch of chapters throughout the Bible. And it's important to notice that Ephesians, when it was wrote, it wasn't a dating culture back then. There wasn't texting, there wasn't social media, there wasn't sliding in the DMs. Yeah. There wasn't any of that, all right? So when Paul wrote this, he didn't have dating culture in mind. But what's super cool about it is that we can apply it directly to our world today into dating, all right? So let's see what Paul starts off with here. He says in Ephesians 5:15, be very careful how you live, not as unwise, but as wise. Now, I could stand up here and talk to you for hours about being wise and unwise, but I'm going to revert it right back to dating like we were just talking about. It goes deeper than just someone being good for you or someone being bad. Someone can be a good person and someone can be a bad person, but I'm going to go deeper than that. I want to ask the deeper questions for you guys. I think there's times in our life where we have to ask the bigger question of, this person may be good, but is this person good for me? Does this person line up with the values that I have, that I want later in my life, in high school, in college, when I get married, when I have kids? I know it's big to think about in middle school, but those are the deeper questions. You also have to ask yourself, is this person right for me right now? Maybe they're perfect for you, but maybe in middle school you're not at a place in your life that you need to worry about a relationship, and it's just not the right time for you. All right? So, at what point does your healthy interest in a person become an unwise obsession? We just saw Paul talk about being wise and unwise. It's okay to have a healthy interest, but when it connects to the unwise obsession, bigger problem needs to be addressed. So, with that, my handy dandy whiteboard up here is going to help me out, all right? But I'm going to need help with you guys, okay? So I'm going to help needing to not just stay where you're at. I'm going to need help to decipher what's an interest and what's an obsession. All right, so those two things, what's an interest and what's an obsession. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a line on here, okay? So on the left side, we have interest, and on this side, we have obsession, okay? So I'm going to say off some examples, and you guys just need to blurt out if it's an interest in something or if it's an obsession in something, all right? Who likes TikTok? Okay, all right, let's say you get on TikTok every single night for about 3 hours a night, every single day. Obsession. Okay, so we just determined TikTok. TikTok's an obsession, all right? All right, so let's say, who liked Instagram? Okay, so let's say, listen up. Let's say that you get on Instagram maybe 5 minutes a day, so it's total about 20 minutes a week. An interest? All right. Yeah. That's probably an interest. All right. Okay, I got another one. I got one more. Okay. So what about that one boy, girls? This is for the girls in the room. What about that one cute boy that you go home at night and you text him every once in a while? You see him at school, but you don't really see him outside of school. So he's kind of cool. What was it? An interest. Okay. Maybe new, because boys are all supposed to be obsession. All right, so for my boys in the room, that one girl, that man, there's no other girl in the world. It is your Kerrigan. That's all you think about. You don't want anything else in the world. You want that girl. What is that? Obsession. That's an obsession. Now, listen up. Listen up. Now that we understand the difference between an interest and obsession, we can go on and we can continue to see what Paul talks about in the same verse. So Paul goes on, he says, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Evil's a big word. And no, Paul's not talking about zombies coming up out of the ground to come after us and rule the world. All right? What he's talking about, the days are evil, he's talking about in today's world, guys, how people can get frustrated easily, how people can become annoying, how time is so limited. And because time is so limited, you go back to the beginning where it says making the most of every opportunity. And that's the bigger question through it all. I want to take you back to when I'm going into my senior year of high school. All right? It was going into my senior year of high school, and I was prepped and I was ready. It was my turn to help lead the high school football student section. All right? So everyone knows high school football student section. They're fun. They look fun, right? I know. And so that was something that I dreamed about since middle school, guys. Middle school. I wanted to lead that high school student section. It was finally my time. I was ready to lead the chants. I was ready to lead tailgates. I was ready to do it all. But the thing is, guys, I had a girlfriend at the time. She lived probably about an hour and a half away. She moved to college. So she would come back. She would come back on the weekends. And the thing is my time went directly with her. And my dream and my hopes and my excitement of leading that high school football student section only ended up in, I only went to about 3 games that year, guys. 3 out of about 11. Because of my obsession and my interest in all my time management going into this girl. And you know what's even crazier? Is that I don't even talk to this woman anymore. She's not a part of my life anymore. And I wasted something that I've looked forward to since I was your age to be able to help lead and have excitement around the school. That's when I realized, guys, looking back at my life, where an obsession came from. Because I missed out on opportunities with high school friends to make memories, to help make a difference around our school community in high school. All because of, put it in my notes this way. I said, don't let dating distract you from what God wants for you. And I know it may be hard at middle school to understand how much God wants for you, because you just don't see the bigger picture right now. But I promise you guys, when I was sitting where you are right now, I wasn't thinking about high school. I wasn't thinking about college. I wasn't thinking about marriage. But the thing is, it happens quicker than a drop of a book. And now I'm here, about to graduate college, about to get married, about to take those next steps into my life. And throughout all of middle school, throughout all of high school, I wasted time on dating. And every relationship I had, this won't be the case for everybody, but every relationship I had ended throughout middle school and high school. When my time, my focus, could have been focused on other things that meant more during those times. It takes us to the bottom line. Don't make anyone your everything. And if you don't make anyone your everything right now, because I understand you're in middle school, don't make anything your everything. Guys, Fortnite, yeah, I'm talking to you, okay? Don't make that, I mean, if that's going out, Call of Duty, Madden, whatever you want. Girls, yeah, I'm gonna call you out too. Shopping, those new pair of kicks, all right? TikTok. Don't make anyone or anything your everything. But how do we do that? How do we not make anyone our everything? Well, number one, quite frankly, get a life. Now, hey, listen. Get a life. Understand where you're at right now. In middle school, you have friends around you. You have schoolwork. Maybe if you're in sports, if you're in band, if you like music, whatever you like, whatever your interests are, focus on that. Focus on the things that in high school and in college that will take you further in life. than a middle school relationship that, sorry to say, probably won't last. Focus on the things that you can control. For the people that are in relationships, great, I'm happy you're in a relationship. Continue that relationship. I'm not sitting up here to tell you to break up. But what I'm telling you is don't do what I did, and don't write off the world. Don't write off the opportunities that God has provided you with, like leading a high school football student section, maybe someday, or doing your homework and getting good grades. Don't let your grades drop because of the person. It's not worth it. It's not worth ruining your college career one day for a girl or a boy that probably won't last. Just don't write off the rest of the world. And if you are single right now, if you aren't dating, but you can't stop thinking about how good your life would be with somebody, stop. That mindset won't get you anywhere. You gotta have the mindset of your goals, your values. If you love Jesus, continue to love Jesus and make a difference wherever you're at. I don't care if you're in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. You can make a difference in your school, in your sports, in your own house. If you love Jesus, continue to love Jesus. If you don't know Jesus and you're here tonight, you're on the right track. Keep asking questions. Keep learning, because what you do now is going to matter later. And at the end of your life, when you look back, you don't want to be like me and regret things from when you were in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and worried about the way wrong things. I can promise you that. So I say again, anyone, score everything. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to head off in a group. So Tim's going to come back up and talk. Dear Jesus, man, I pray for these students, whatever grade they're in, wherever they're at in life. And I just ask that if they're in relationships, God, just continue to strengthen that relationship. Just let them focus on the things that do matter, and don't let them write off the people around them or the things around them or the interest around them. And if you're not in a relationship, God, set their hearts on something greater, something that you have blessed them with, and remind them that they matter every single day that they wake up and every single day that they go to bed. Jesus, we love you, we praise you, and it's in your heavenly name we pray. Come on! Amen. There we go, amen. Thanks, guys. Is Tim in here?
He's on your left.
Over here. Tim's going to go over some announcements for you guys.
Nope, don't leave yet. AJ, don't leave.